What is going on, everybody? Justin here with Alpha Wash. So, I wanted to talk with you today about commercial pressure washing versus residential pressure washing. So, commercial pressure washing, we do probably 30% commercial pressure washing, and residential pressure washing, we do probably 70%. Well, I guess if we did 30% commercial, then it would basically have to be 70% residential. Anyways, so I wanted to kind of talk about the pros and the cons, or really the differences between commercial and residential pressure washing. So, as far as commercial goes, there's a lot of different types, and they're almost like a business within themselves. So, for commercial pressure washing, you have, let's see, you've got restaurants, apartment complexes, gas stations, schools. The list is endless. Any business is a commercial property. So, it's pretty much a completely different business as far as commercial properties go as a residential cleaning business. Whereas commercial properties are all about making connections with people, and it's all about meeting the right people and saying the things you need to say to show them that you can provide the value, uh, and that you're the right one for the job. So that's more how you go about getting commercial. But residential, you really go about getting residential by, um, it's not really one-on-one communication. It's more like marketing, whether it's online, yard signs, vehicle wraps. Y'all know that the list is endless, but more or less, you're making the customer see your brand, and you're making them come to you, if that makes sense. So, it's a little different as far as acquiring the customers. So I like to view it like two completely different businesses. So I'll give you a little bit of the pros and the cons as far as the commercial and residential pressure washing as far as revenue goes. So as far as revenue goes, the commercial is a little bit more consistent because you can build recurring contracts like monthly, quarterly, 6 month, yearly, and you can do the same thing on residential. But the thing about commercial versus residential is commercial, you could get, let's say you get one property every month. Well, you've got that one, then you can add another one. Then once you got that contract, you got that one, then you can add another one. So you're building the whole time with it. You're building something. You're building something on top of something else, and on top of something else, and on top of something else. And eventually, that's gonna get big. That's gonna get to be a tall stack. And once it gets to that point, you're going to have to get more rigs. You're going to have to hire more people to go out and do these jobs, and your business is going to grow. Whereas residential, it's very, very strategic. I've been working on it for years, and I have still yet to perfect it. Yes, we are working on something right now that I have high hopes and high confidence for, but I have yet to get it dialed in to the point to where we can control the exact amount of leads that we need. And I've been talking with some people that have been doing this a very, very long time, and we came up with a marketing strategy this year that I believe is going to allow us to control the amount of residential leads we get, which is much harder to do than to build commercial contracts. Neither one are easy, neither one are hard. The only meaning in life is the meaning we give it. So if we give it meaning of being hard, or we give it meaning of being easy, then it's going to be that. So if you feel the need to give it meaning, I suggest you give it a meaning of being easy, both of them, and more things will come your way for sure. But hope that makes sense. That's just some of the differences that we've noticed between residential and commercial pressure washing. As far as actually doing the jobs, really what we've found is commercial cleaning on average, like through all various types of the businesses, what we've found, concrete cleaning is number one. That's probably the thing we do the most of, is concrete cleaning. And that's where your contracts are mostly going to be, is concrete cleaning. And we do have some buildings that we do on contract, or you could get the concrete on a recurring contract, like once a month, twice a month, or once every quarter, something like that, and then the building once a year. But hope that makes sense. Y'all let me know if that makes sense. But let's see. So that's pretty much all I got for y'all as far as commercial and residential pressure washing go. So I'm not going to say one's necessarily better than the other. Um, I wouldn't recommend going and jumping all in on one or jumping all in on the other. I would recommend Um, First, like I say in everything, try it for yourself. See what works. See what works for you. Base your opinions off of what you see in your business and not just what everybody's telling you. Yes, it is very important to listen to people, and I have always enjoyed listening to people. And in fact, I have found myself listening to people too much sometimes in the past. So it's all about finding that happy medium and knowing when to listen and knowing when, I'm not going to say not to listen, because you should always listen if somebody's willing to give you their advice. But what I'll call it is, if you're listening to someone and you know that that information is not relevant to you and your business, and the more you talk to people, the more one-on-one interactions that you have with people, the better you'll get at being able to distinguish this. It actually becomes really easy at some point. So hope y'all can find some value in this. I'd recommend y'all getting out there and trying to get some of both and seeing the pros and the cons and making sure that you're writing this stuff down so you don't forget it, because the only way you're gonna remember stuff in your business and certain trends and things like that is by writing it down as you go. And if you write everything down as you go, you are always going to have records. And it can seem a little unnecessary at times. You're like, oh, I can remember this, I just did it. But you're probably not going to remember the exact details of it in a few months later than that. So that's why I recommend going ahead and trying to write everything down. And if you don't write everything down at that time, I suggest maybe recording yourself talking and having somebody that writes it down for you, or you could record yourself talking and then write it down yourself. So hope y'all found some value. Appreciate y'all watching. Y'all make sure to hit that subscribe button down there. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the video. We're going to keep pumping these videos out to y'all every single day, so y'all stay tuned. I appreciate y'all watching. We'll catch y'all later.